Hey, good day to you. This is Rain, founder of Forex 100. First, wishing you a great 2022. If you have started trading, I hope it's all great because on this week, Monday, in fact, if you're watching this, that means last week, I can see markets start to open and stuff like that. And in fact, why isn't there is a live session on Wednesday? One of the reasons is because although there are a few setup, but a lot of times we are still waiting for the completion. So I'm thinking, why not we just take one more week off, not just me taking a break, but you yourself can take a break as well, because the last thing I want is, go through this, there's nothing much, go through that, there's nothing much, and pretty much waste your time and take time away from your family and things you like to do, correct? So great news. This week we have quite a few of setup coming up. In fact, all my 12 pairs, if you can see over here, I'm using a new software, so there's a bit of voice and the audio issues that you have, I'm aware. So hopefully when I am doing my editing, it won't go too off. If not, just bear with me this week and I'll switch back next week. The advantage of having this is because over here you can see all my 12 pairs. Of course the other software can do that, but if you have observed, when I use the other software, when I'm talking to you, the screen is overstretched, all right, and the definition is not so good. So the downside for this is the audio is pretty low over here, and I have to do a bit of editing later, which usually should solve it because I can go up to 4 times the volume, yeah, so let's get going, and I hope to see you soon in our Wednesday live session. Timing to be confirmed. I might shift it a bit later because if I put it at Wednesday 9:30, is often very rushed for me, but if I start at 10, it can be quite late for some of you, so a bit of struggle over here. Let me just contemplate on this. All right, so let us look into Euro dollar. On the daily chart, what we see over here, bearish trend, and we have a bit of retracement for you flag traders and consolidation traders. You can draw out these stuff over here to plot out the what you call the channel, which can be a bear flag formation. That could be one, or some of you will call it a whatever channel you want to call it. Forward chart, zoom in version of it. Of course, we will see a bit of ebbs and flow and MMW formation, which is quite a good sign for harmonic pattern traders to look for a setup. So if you are my students, pause the recording and see if you can find any setup. New training will be up very soon. I'm still contemplating how to design the new stuff. All right, it's I think putting up slides is quite old, so I'm doing a bit of planning since half a year ago. So yeah, you might get something by end of Jan, okay? And on the 1 hour chart, a bigger zoom in version, and of course over here you have different ebbs and flow of the market setup and stuff like that. Okay, so you can always scan this QR code over here, and that will lead you to our website. Okay, so over here, what you can see is our chat room. Pretty quiet because right now they are chatting directly in the Telegram chat, and we did not put the chats over here. Okay, so join our chats, and you will see how interesting it is. And of course over here there are some courses that you can start to attend for free. All right, and sometimes when you see the word beginner, then I might do some changes to the naming, and I may change the logo and stuff like that for a new year, correct? And better classify these lessons so you know how to go next, because naming things and strategies is not my strength. My strength is in teaching and strategizing, which most of you will value that more over naming of stuff, correct? So last week we started this trade, New Zealand dollar. Quite a good trade for me actually. For most of the followers, if you are just following, then you might get stop out entry. I did a partial profits at an unbelievable price. I might post it on the Telegram group, and that is not to flaunt, is to remind all of the audience, or rather the traders, is don't just take my trading ideas as it is. Of course, the major move 90% will be the same, but sometimes I will do a partial profits, and it's the thought process and the decisions that I really wish that you guys have and make those decisions, correct? Yeah, so let's head back to our euro dollar. How you like this? Switching off things here and there of the screen. I love it so much because it bring up a different focus, and it doesn't, you know, block the screen. And sometimes, you know, when I am seeing how other present topic of my interest, I can see how important is the webcam have to show up or not to show up and stuff like that. Okay, so all right, and let's look at euro dollar on daily chart. What we have over here is a bad pattern completing a 1.1639, waiting for a shorting opportunity, of course. And of course, earlier on, if you have traded ABCD pattern at 1.1246 buying trade, you are still in the trade, I'll achieve stops to entry if you are so worried about it. If not, just leave it there. For our chart, this is it. All right, so there are two patterns. We have a big bad pattern. Okay, it's not big bad wolf, big bad pattern. Complete at 1.1561. Seems like it's not going to happen based on my experience. What is much more important is this 4-hour chart. Gartley patterns already in the move. All right, so one of the indicator that I'm doing some studies and research is the side volume indicator. That's what we are going to call it for now. And one of the way is when there is a long thing over here, you don't care about red or blue, but of course shorting you're looking at red, buying you're looking at blue. The one that have the biggest volume, usually you have market consolidate at that period more. So some traders will do their entry exit over here. So for me, it's still in observation stage. All right, so one thing I really wish to see is the volume spike up over here, which indicates a good shorting opportunity. I'm still observing if it is a leading or lagging indicator. Most likely, from my understanding, it is a lagging indicator. You only get to see when it happens. All right, so you can use it only on after it happens and wait for it to retest. Okay, that's just my take. I'm looking closely on that. And of course, the intraday trader, this is the same Gartley pattern you see on the 4-hour chart. It is a 4-hour chart Gartley pattern, because if you go down to the 1 hour, you can see that it is not a very clean move. And check out, if you're my students, you know all those rules about what is needed for Gartley. And drop me a note in the student discussion group. Why is this a 4-hour Gartley pattern? It's not a 1 hour. All right, so in much more details. Okay, so whatever I told you is not the answer I'm looking for for sure. And for traders who want to see more, you know, close-up look, you can wait for a retest and look for a shorting opportunity over here. That's all I have for you today. Looking forward to see you soon in our community, and I might have more and more webinar coming up to share what I have discovered over the long break of the markets, of course. That's all I have for you. Till then, remember always plan your trade and trade your plan. Take care.